Lately, we have seen more and more films and television shows showing LGBTQ representation. It's at the point now where it's almost impossible to identify if a character is gay unless it is openly discussed in the show. It is now a norm to have gay characters in a show or movie, and it seems kind of weird if there isn't that representation. But it wasn't always like that. Early television revolved around the traditional family. The standard mother and father and two kids, one daughter and one son. The mom had a role of being a housewife, and the father was the one who went to work and was head of the house. When LGBTQ characters were first shown on television, they were very stereotypical and played by people who weren't even gay. The signs for a gay man included a high pitched voice and feminine mannerisms, while the signs for a gay woman were a deepened voice and masculine behaviors. At first, LGBTQ individuals were used in media as a joke and something to laugh at. According to CDUP.com, in 1977, Ellen DeGeneres increased the positive representation of gay women, and in 2009, RuPaul boosted the representation of transgender people with her show RuPaul's Drag Race. In this video, I will talk about 4 films that showed LGBTQ representation. 2 are from the 1990s and 2 are from the 2010s. The first film we'll be talking about is The Birdcage. The Birdcage was released in 1996 and directed by Mike Nichols. This film is about a gay cabaret owner named Armand and his partner Albert pretending to be a straight couple when their son Val introduces them to his fiancée Barbara and her parents. Armand is more masculine than Albert, while Albert is flamboyant. He even plays Starina, the star attraction of the club. Barbara's parents, Kevin and Louise, are the complete opposite of Armand and Albert. Kevin is the co founder of a conservative group called the Coalition for Moral Order, and his wife Louise supports his ideas and values. When they come over to meet Val's parents, Armand plays the father role, and Albert plays the mother role and dresses up to look like Val's mother. At first, the dinner seems to be going well, but of course, Kevin and Louise find out what's really happening. In the end, Val and Barbara end up getting married with both families attending. The birdcage definitely represents LGBTQ individuals in a positive way, with no negativity towards them, but it still sticks to the stereotypes that were used in early television and film. We don't see this so much with Armand, but we see it with Albert. He had a high pitched voice and feminine mannerisms that were commonly seen in early media. Besides the stereotypes, this film shows how not everyone was accepting of the gay couple. Barbara's parents are super conservative, causing the problem of there being a gay couple. Armand and Albert have to not only change their personas completely, but also their household and the way they live. It takes until the very end of the film for Kevin and Louise to be accepting of Val's parents. The next film we'll be talking about is But I'm a Cheerleader. This film was released in 1999 and directed by Jamie Babbitt. It tells the story of 17-year-old Megan Bloomfield, who is a high school senior and just realized she's gay. The only issue is that everyone else around her seemed to know before she did. Her Christian parents had a huge issue with this and sent her off to True Directions, a place made to cure homosexuals and turn them straight. Of course, the program doesn't work, and the characters in the program have to pretend that it worked in order for the parents to not disown them. Megan ends up falling in love with Graham, another girl in the program. The film ends with Megan and Graham running away to be together, even though their parents never would have approved. But I'm a Cheerleader has many problems with its LGBTQ representation. The whole idea of the True Directions program is problematic. The film does acknowledge this, which is good. The other problem I have with this film is how sexualized it is. The film would have told the story just fine without all the provocative images and scenes. Although it's considered a satirical romantic comedy, audiences didn't seem to like the homophobia in the film. The gay representation isn't as positive as The Birdcage, with almost every adult in the film being homophobic. And the homophobia is never fixed or solved like it was in The Birdcage, it's just ignored, and the characters have to pretend to be someone they aren't just to please them. The film does have its positive message to be yourself, even if that's being gay, but the stereotypes and the homophobia are present everywhere in the film. 17 years later, we're given the phenomenal film Moonlight. Moonlight was released in 2016 and directed by Barry Jenkins. It's a coming of age drama that takes place mostly in present day Miami. The film presents 3 stages in the life of the main character, Chiron, called Little, Chiron, and Black. The main issues that Chiron faces are with his sexuality, identity, family, and masculinity. Throughout his life, Chiron is bullied for being gay before he even knew what being gay was. He doesn't seem to find out who he truly is until the end of the film. Moonlight shows LGBTQ representation in a way that is very rarely seen on screen. It shows the raw feeling of someone struggling to find himself and his sexuality. Chiron has been bullied for being gay since he was a kid, and as a teenager, he gets bullied even more for being gay. It seems like everyone else wants Chiron to portray the stereotypes of being a gay man, but that just isn't who Chiron is as a person. The film shows Chiron figuring out his sexuality without making it his entire personality, which is something we almost never see in films or television. 2 years later, Love, Simon was released and directed by Greg Berlanti. This film follows 17-year-old Simon Spear, a high schooler who hasn't told anyone he's gay. He falls in love with an online person named Blue via anonymous email. Someone else finds the emails between Simon and Blue and blackmails Simon. Simon tries everything to not have his emails released, even ruining some friendships along the way. After Simon has been outed to the entire school, he decides to come out to his family. Over time, Simon becomes more and more comfortable with himself and tries to meet with Blue to learn his identity. Blue ends up being Bram, someone that Simon didn't think would be Blue. The film ends, of course, with the two officially dating and Simon being on good terms with all his friends. Love, Simon was received well by audiences. It's a well made film about the struggles of coming out of high school, especially when you're no longer able to do it yourself. The message of the film of being yourself and it's okay to be gay was portrayed nicely and in a way that made it relatable for younger audiences. According to an article from Stacker.com, this film is regarded as the first movie by a major Hollywood studio to feature a gay lead character, with that studio being 20th Century Fox. The newer film and media have definitely progressed in showing a more positive representation of LGBTQ individuals. The only issue now is that lesbian and bisexual representation still isn't as high as gay representation. According to GLAAD.org, in the year 2020, there was a decrease in lesbian and bisexual representation. It is a lot more common to see gay men on screen than gay women. Although there is much improvement in the film and television industry, there's still much more to improve on that we'll hopefully see really soon.